Hello. Welcome back. We have another update from Robert Whiting on Robert Whiting's Japan. This one was March 30th, 2024. Opening day overshadowed by cloud hanging over Ohtani in gambling scandal. Without any further ado, let's get started. Tokyo, it's opening day for MLB, and there's a lot to look forward to. Shohei OHTANI looks bigger and stronger than ever before. He has put on more muscle during the offseason. He is in the peak prime of his career. And he has added a wife to his repertoire. It would not be surprising to see him hit 50 home runs, hitting in a lineup with Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts, 3 MVPs in a row. Pitchers will be reluctant to walk him with such fellow powerhouses in the lineup, and thus OHTANI will see more good pitches to hit. 60 homers even seems reasonable. That is, of course, this gambling scandal doesn't torpedo his season. MLB fans in Japan as well as in North America all got a good introduction to the new reality of sports gambling recently with the publicized adventures of Shohei and Ippei Mizuhara. Version 1 had OHTANI paying off his good friend's debts to explain wire transfers to an illegal bookmaker with OHTANI's name on them. Then 24 hours later, version 2, where OHTANI claimed massive theft. The American press, as well as the general public, if you read the readers' comments, wasn't buying their story or OHTANI's subsequent press conference a week later. His refusal to take questions was criticized by many major outlets in America, LA Times, Yahoo Sports, MSN among them, for unanswered questions. They all wanted to know how Mizuhara accessed OHTANI's accounts. Had OHTANI given him the password? Did Mizuhara hack his computer? OHTANI wasn't saying. Legal experts tell me that OHTANI's lawyers told him not to answer any questions, which makes sense to me only if he knew his name was used in transferring illegal gambling debts. Even if it was just to help a friend, which makes him liable under federal law. That is the Wire Act. His silence does not help him in the court of public opinion. Said veteran columnist Bill Plank of the LA Times, somebody is lying somewhere, somebody is hiding something. I don't know who is doing what, and I'm surely not alone. It's also clear that OHTANI's representatives greatly mishandled this story. They have not been forthcoming about the theft, how it happened, and who reported it to whom. It's difficult to understand how 9 payments totaling $4.5 million were made over 2 years, and no one on OHTANI's side, not his agent, not his accountant, not his business manager, not his bank, raises any questions. And how Mizuhara got a multi-million-dollar line of credit in his interpreter gopher salary without involving OHTANI's name, which the underground California bookmaker reportedly bragged about. More to come. Yoshinobu Yamamoto seemed less than primed for a good season after a disastrous spring training, and an opening day start in Seoul, Korea, in which he did not get past the first inning. A game in which he looked terrified. Different ball, different mound, and different hitters who will sit on his fastball. Still early, of course, but when you sign a 12-year contract for $325 million, people expect a little more. There has been some criticism during the offseason about massive contracts paid to 2 Japanese stars. But as Bill Shakin of the LA Times has pointed out, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big a deal because owners could sell 5% of their shares in the Dodgers and easily recoup the $1 billion they have committed to the 2 players over the coming years. One might also point out that OHTANI is only taking $2 million a year, and the rest will be paid a decade from now. So, because of the time lapse, the Dodgers' billionaire ownership in the form of Guggenheim Baseball Management could invest that $1 billion right now in the stock market, and it will more than double by the time OHTANI's contract expires. The S&P 500 index historically doubles every 7 years to 9 years, so it's a very safe investment. It looks like 2024 will also be a good season for Seiya Suzuki. who seemed to have hit his stride in his second season with the Chicago Cubs after a so-so rookie campaign. He joins Masataka Yoshida in a growing list of high-performing Japanese imports. Yoshida had a solid first year with the Boston Red Sox, despite hitting a wall in the last third of the season, a turn of events which may be attributable to the fact that he had to deal with a longer schedule and one with far more travel than in Japan. It's an exhausting adjustment for a Japanese player to make. However, you might also be interested to know that Yoshida's OPS has increased in every year of his career, excluding one season, where it stayed the same. It has gone from .856 in 2016 with Oryx to 1.007 last year with the Boston Red Sox. That's a jump from .983 in his last year with the Buffaloes. He seems to symbolize the recent growth in the quality of the Japanese baseball players who have moved from competent to dominant. Red Sox community writer Matthew Gross recently pointed out an interesting historical comparison with Yoshida. Hideki Matsui, a left-handed hitter like Yoshida, and also a designated hitter like Yoshida. In 2003, Matsui's first season with the Yankees, Matsui batted .287, hit 16 home runs, posted a .788 OPS, and a 109 OPS plus. Last year with the Red Sox, Yoshida batted .289, hit 15 home runs, and posted a .783 OPS and a 109 OPS plus. In the following season, Matsui blasted 31 home runs and posted a .912 OPS and a 137 OPS plus. Of course, Yoshida has a longer right field wall than Matsui did, so 31 homers might be a stretch. But there is good reason to be hopeful. Writes Gross, the blueprint is there, and Matsui's similar journey does tell us that a big jump in production is possible in Yoshida's second year. Exactly how much improvement he can muster, however, remains a mystery. Warren Cromartie recently responded to the argument that Japanese players face difficulties in the MLB because of the differences. He said there are also many areas in which American big league game is much easier than the Japanese version, and listed them for me. 1. In MLB, you don't have to sit through daily meetings, pre-game and post-game. You just go do your job. If you don't do your job, they find somebody else. Endless discussion is not necessary. In MLB, there are only a couple of team meetings a year. 2. In MLB, you get really good post-game meals in the clubhouse. The best, top quality, not cheap stuff like Japan. 3. In MLB, you don't have to suffer through long, hard practices. Spring camp is a lot shorter, and pre-game workouts in MLB are infinitely easier. 4. Pitchers don't have to throw as much in practice. 5. Constant coaching, as in Japan, is not necessary either. 6. Umpires are better trained. 7. You stay in 5-star hotels, not the cheap business class hotels you get in Japan. You travel first class and get real good meal money. 8. The games are played at a faster tempo. They have a nice rhythm. You don't have to suffer through endless 3-2 counts. Says Cromartie-san, these are all the reasons why Japanese players should do better in the MLB. Ohtani, Yoshida, and the others are proving that to be true. And that is the end. One footnote, Warren Cromartie lost his password for his YouTube channel, so he had to make a new one. And you can find that at Cromartie49. I think that's right. I'll try to put in a link in the description below. You can take a look. I think he's made 2 videos so far. He speaks in English, but he kind of speaks in broken English for Japanese audience, which is frankly, and I told him this, it's a bit discerning. It's kind of like listening to Bob Zapp, wearing, acting like a gorilla eating bananas, or Bobby Ologon, speaking in broken English, although, he can actually speak normally. So Or it's like my Twitter handle, Chinky Eye Joe, talking like a Chinese fortune cookie. Yeah, so whatever works. Anyway, hope you have a good day. If you want to see more Robert Whiting articles, they're always available at robertwhiting.substack.com. Please like, subscribe, and if you have any requests, put them in the comments. Have a nice day.